Okay, hi there again, it's Braveheart Glasgow. I was going to show you guys how to do stencils, as in 3-layer stencils I did in GIMP, but using Photoshop, because I know some people like to use Photoshop instead. So I've decided to do a wee tutorial on that. So first of all, you want to go and open Photoshop and choose an image. Any image will do. So at the moment I've got this image here of an apple. Just an example, you can use any image you want. And you want to duplicate the layer, so to layer and duplicate the layer and click OK. And you'll get a lock here because you want to work on the background layer. So you have to unlock this layer. Just click on the lock and doesn't matter, just click OK and it should unlock the layer, so you can now work on this layer. Now you want to change the threshold on this, so you're going to need to put an adjustment layer on top. So you want to go to layer, new adjustment layer, and then down to threshold. And just click OK. Now this layer you want to make slightly lighter than usual. So to the left is dark and to the right is lighter. Okay, now as you can see, you can't see anything at the moment, but because we're working on the background layer and we've got a layer above it selected, so we need to just click the eye, turn off visibility. Okay, just click the eye, and then go up to layer, new adjustment layer, and threshold. Okay, and as I said before, you want to make this layer slightly lighter than usual. You can make this layer darker if you want, or you can make it lighter. I'm actually going to decide to darken this layer, because common sense will make it easier to remember if it's darker down at the bottom and light at the top. So I'm going to start with darker on this layer. So to the left is lighter, to the right is darker, so you want to make it darker than usual. Okay, so find something you're happy with. I think that's fine for me, and then click OK, and you should see your image. And the threshold will be darker. Now this is above, and no problem about layering it down. So you go up to layer and merge down. So that's now applied to that layer, so you can now leave that layer alone. Turn on the visibility on this layer again, and layer, new adjustment layer, threshold. Okay, and you're going to want to make this one lighter than usual. Now don't go over the top and make it like that, because that's just ridiculous. But somewhere about just after the highest peak is about right. So yeah, you click OK, and it should apply it to that. And again, you can merge it down if you want, just to make things easier. There we go. So you've got a darker layer and then a lighter layer. So underneath is a darker layer, and then you get lighter on top. Okay. So on the bottom layer with the more black than usual, just turn the visibility off. You're going to want to make the dark areas with your darker version of your base colour. So choose any colour you want. I'm going to go for orange, and I'm going to make it kind of darker orange here. And if you go over to the left and click on the magic wand tool and select your black, make sure you get all the back in the picture. So you should have it all selected, and with your darker version of your base colour selected, go up to edit, fill. Make sure it's used foreground colour, opacity 100%. And then just go ahead and hit OK, and it should be the darker version of your colour. Now you're going to move and work on the lighter version. So make sure you deselect, so the selection is different, and you're going to want to select your magic wand tool again, and so this time select all the white in your picture. Okay, once you've got it all selected, or just ignore these bits at the moment because they're fine. Most of it, the majority of it selected. You're going to want to change your lightness of the colour quite a bit. Obviously you can go into the more advanced way of changing the saturation of the colour, but I'm just changing it to the lighter yellow here from the red. So you get a lighter version of the colour. When you've selected all your lighter areas in your lighter picture, I'm going to do the same thing again, edit, fill, foreground colour, 100%, and click OK. And then I'm just going to deselect that. Okay, so you've got your image, and so you've got the lighter one up here, with all the light that's filled in, the darker one down here. Okay, so obviously you can only see the top one at the moment. So what you want to do is you click the top layer, and then select multiply, and it'll overlay the images. Okay, so that'll give you a general idea of the colours if you're going to be using colours. Obviously, if you've a black and white printer, or you want to just save colour ink, you can desaturate these layers by going up to layer, new adjustment layer, and you want to go to hue and saturation and click OK, and it should appear above these two layers. If it's not, move it up. Now when you say desaturate, obviously it's bringing the saturation, the colours down. So if you click this saturation slider and bring it all the way down until you get a black and white image, go ahead and click OK, and it should have desaturated your image for you. And then you can go ahead and print it and not worry about saving ink, or obviously if you have a black and white printer. Now if you're going to go about cutting this out, obviously you're going to have to create 3 copies, spray the baseline colour, and then cut out the grey, the dark grey, and spray that. Then cut another one and spray your black, and then go ahead and create the highlights up here again and spray that, and then you should have your image done. Now you can't leave any islands that are detached, like this here cannot be detached from this light grey here, so you must find a way of attaching that. So obviously you can get the exact same colour using the eyedropper tool and connect it via the brush to the outside, which will help you when you're trying to cut it out. Whereas the black's okay because there's nothing out about it other than this, but that doesn't matter, that it needs to be connected to. So for example, if you wanted to change this, just change this to brush tool, make sure you get the colour of the colour you want to change selected, and unless you're wanting to kind of change this on your own, oops, hang on, okay, make sure you select this. You can unless you want to remember and just kind of do a general cutout if you want, you can tidy it up with the brush if you want, and save you a bit of hassle when you're trying to cut it out and trying to not make things too difficult for yourself. So you can just kind of make the reasonable to cut out. Obviously I'll not be very neat. You can be neat if you want, and you can erase all these edges, or you can paint over them, or you can go into small detail. So if you want to change the size of the brush, use the square brackets tool, right close bracket for bigger, open brackets for smaller. So that's just a handy wee tip when you're trying to paint. I'm sure most of you know that. So yeah, basically, if you want to cut that out and spray it, and if you guys get any images you want to send me, go ahead and send me a link from maybe Photobucket or Image Shack or something like that, because I'd really like to see you guys' stencils and see how you're getting on. Okay, hope you've enjoyed the tutorial, and send me those images.